Hi, it's Jackie, and I just wanted to pop on because I said I was going to do some live, so I'm at home and not in the studio, which is very sad. Not sure if you've seen it, but Chorley FM is no more. There are other things in the pipeline, so bear with, and it will only be a couple of weeks before I'll be doing the State of Mind show again, but not in its former state. It will be something new and something different. So I'm not sure how this live is going to work because my son is on the internet in the other room and it's looking a bit slow on here, so I'm not sure how it's going to play live. I can delete it and do it on my phone if it's not very good, so don't worry about it. But yeah, he's on some game in the other room. But anyway, so I promised I'd pop on and do some lives because it is a group that I want to be quite active. We've got some new members, so hello, new members, and welcome aboard. And I just want to say really that this is a place where you can post questions or comments or put memes up, do whatever you want really. I will moderate it, so hopefully it will all be nice and appropriate, let's say. And confidentiality is a public group, but I need to approve people that are in it. So just be mindful if you're asking any personal questions. If you want a private message, mate, you can do that. You can do that via the group. Just PM me and I will answer anything. So I have had a couple of questions or a couple of things that have kind of sprung to mind with clients that I've been seeing recently. So I thought I'd answer those and just kick it off and see what happens. If I'm not live and on the radio in the next week or so, I'll just do these once a week or whenever anything comes up my back to share with you. And that's what I'm going to do. So the first one is about somebody that doesn't, well, they said that they get anxious when they go away from home or their safe place, wherever that may be. So, for example, if they're going shopping, they get anxious. So, I was talking about being curious about what that is. Is it anxiety or is it that you don't like going shopping? And that's something that's come up, I suppose personally for me, but also with a member of my family, that they said that they used to get anxious when they went shopping. The reality is it was boring on your own. Who wants to go shopping and do boring stuff on their own? It's much more enjoyable if you're with someone. And sometimes we can translate not liking something to then making us feel uncomfortable, that then uncomfortable feeling usually means anxiety, and anxiety means fear, and it just layer upon layer builds up. So in the end we say, I get anxious when I go shopping. But if we're just curious about where that comes from and what that's about, sometimes it can be that we just don't like doing what somebody's asking us to do. And that's okay. We don't all like everything. Some people can window shop for days on end, others don't like doing it. So just be mindful of the stories that you're actually telling yourself about certain situations. I get anxious when I go shopping, or I get anxious when I've got to pick the children up from school, or I get anxious when I've got to drive away from home. Maybe it's just that you don't like it and you're layering on those thoughts, which, as most of you know that are in this group or have listened to my radio show or podcast, because I do those as well now, is that I talk an awful lot about thoughts, and our thoughts create our reality, and we live in the feeling of our thinking or our thoughts. So it's all coming from the inside out. Yeah, shopping's not scary. If shopping was scary, then the shops would be empty. So it's looking at our thoughts and our thinking around going shopping. I know if I don't particularly like doing it. Food shopping, awful. And I already start thinking when I can see that the fridge is getting emptier or the cupboards are becoming bare. It's like, oh God, I'm gonna have to go shopping. So my thinking starts straight away. When can I fit it in? What's the weather going to be like? It's going to be, yeah, don't want to do it. So it's just that I don't like it, and then my thoughts start kicking into action over it. So that's the first thing: is just be curious about, are you feeling anxious or are you just doing something that you don't particularly want to do? And the second one was about decision making. And I see clients in private practice, and some of those clients are reluctant to follow their gut and make decisions for fear of getting it wrong, making a mistake, doing something out of the ordinary, the risk averse, all those sorts of things. So they sometimes check in with me with what they're doing, and I'm really good at not offering my opinion and saying to them, what's your gut telling you? What's the worst that can happen if you make this decision? What's the thoughts that you've got about this decision? Again, it's all about the thinking. And sometimes people just need permission to make the decision, because doing it on their own can be quite fear evoking, let's put it that way. So again, just bear in mind where your thoughts are around that. And there's something that I read somewhere, and I can't for the life of me remember whose quote it was, but if you have a decision to make and you're going backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards, and if I do that and no, I can't do that and all this sort of stuff, then there's no decision to make. You're not in the right place to be making that decision. If we're 100% sure in our gut that it's the right thing to do, then we just do it. We don't get caught up in that loop of overthinking it and the what ifs and all that sort of stuff. So again, just be curious about where you are in the moment, and yeah, is it the right time to be making a decision? And if you honestly, can say to yourself that it's not the right time, then don't make that decision then. Nothing bad's going to happen. If you do make the decision and it's wrong, it's the sky isn't going to fall in. It's not anything to be afraid of. Well done, one, for just making the decision. But the other thing is that we can remake a decision. I've changed and evolved so much over time. I used to use transactional analysis in my in my therapy. I still use it. It's a good basis, and I love transactional analysis. But I've moved on to coaching, and some people have been seeing me for years and said, you changed. You're not therapizing, that's my word, it's not in the dictionary. You're not giving me therapy the way that you used to do, and you're changing the way that you do it, and you're not saying the same things, and what's that about? Well, that's because I didn't know then what I know now. So we're constantly evolving and changing, and that's really good. I think we shouldn't just stick in a place where we know we don't want to be anymore and it's not fitting us very well. So don't be frightened of making decisions. Just listen to that inside sat nav that you've got that directs us all the time. And if you can't hear it, then maybe now's not the time to make a decision. If you hear it and you make a wrong decision, that's okay too, because you can do something different. It's not like we make a decision and we've got to stick with it come hell or high water for the rest of our life. Just reassess it. Just be flexible and adaptable in life. And that's something us human beings aren't always very good at, is being flexible and adaptable. It's kind of like, I've made this decision and now I've got to run with it, even if it's the wrong one and I don't like where I am. The more you listen to me and the more you follow the group and things like that, you'll get to know me. I'm a bit like Marmite. People don't always like everything I say, and that's fine. That's okay. Feel free to comment, feel free to post. There's 3 people that have liked this and there's nothing popping up, so I've no idea who you 3 people are, but thank you for liking it. So you can comment below this. If you've got any questions that you want answering, you can post them in the group if you feel okay to do that, or you can private message me. You can post and comment, you can ask questions. I want this to be a real vibrant group where I'm kind of like an old-fashioned agony aunt. If you've got anything that's wearing heavy on you, just share it, and maybe the people in the group can add their 2 pennies worth too. But I want it to be really interactive. And then when I'm back on the radio, I can start doing things on there and posting the lives in here, because I'll still be doing lives. I like doing lives. I'll have guest speakers as well. There'll be loads of things. Not sure if you saw the one with my 14-year-old son. That was eventful, to say the least. So that's me. I will be popping in next week and I'll do another one. You've got any questions, any topics, just post in the comments. And I will speak to you soon. Have a good weekend. It's the weekend tomorrow. Yay!